Nickelodeon All Star Brawl 2. So, this is a game where I wish that I was super pumped about it, super hyped about it, and super ready to go. Some of those are kind of there. I'm decently hyped, kind of pumped. Don't think I'm going to get it though. The reason being is that I don't really have much confidence anymore in new platform fighters making it. We had Nickelodeon All Star Brawl 1. It was super cool. There was a ton of hype to it, and it died off really bad. Now, the reason for that, there could be a there is a multitude of reasons. One was that there were things that should have been patched out earlier. Some things I don't even know if they ever got patched out. The lack of content in the game, the lack of cross play. I don't know if they ended up adding cross play, but it wasn't there for a majority of the time regardless. So there were factors there that definitely affected the game. The issue is though is that there have now been other platform fighters to come out that I feel like are still kind of having the same fate. And now they have a game where it's like, hey, we put a ton of heart and soul in this. Not saying they didn't in the first one, but this one, it's like there's a lot there. And it looks way more polished of a game. It looks like the roster looks super good. I think it's a story of too little, too late. Now, I could be wrong. And if I'm wrong, good. It'd be great if I was wrong about this because then we have a game that's flourishing. What I predict is going to happen is I think that this game is going to come out. I think it's going to have a lot of hype behind it where there's going to be a lot of tournaments and stuff. I know Hungrybox is going to do his tournaments for it, and those are pretty big. I remember Nickelodeon All Star Brawl 1. One of those first tournaments that Hungrybox held was so hype. So I think there's going to be a lot of hype there. The issue is I think there's going to be a lot of people that fall into the same category of me where it's like, okay, where's this going to go though? And I think there's going to be a chunk of us that are hesitant to buy it. And that hesitation is going to lead to a bigger chunk of people not playing it. The player pool is going to be kind of small. And I don't think it's going to have, like, I feel like this one might have enough to sustain, but not enough to where it's like, well, I don't think this would get to Smash level player base, period. But I think it's going to be a small enough pool where it's like, yeah, I mean, you can go on and get a match, but that's about it. I have a feeling that like tournaments are going to kind of go away and stuff. And this sounds so negative. So I really want to emphasize, if I'm wrong, that is good. Very good. Because even if I don't end up getting this game, because I'm like the what would you call it? Like Dave Mustaine calls himself like the crazy uncle of guitarists. Like I feel like I'm like the crazy uncle of platform fighters, where it's like I'm still around, but I don't think I'm gonna really dive in anymore like I did with Smash and K. Rool. So I don't know if I'm gonna buy it. That being said, I watch Smash tournaments all the time still. I am still very much involved in consuming Smash Bros. Content. I would like to do the same thing with All Star Brawl. The roster in the first one was already cool. Now it looks even better. It is kind of lame that some characters are apparently not coming back, but whatever. I would love to be able to dive into it and really just watch tournaments. My fear is that I think it's going to be a fun ride for a month or two. And then I just have a strong feeling that it's going to kind of die off because I think a lot of people are going to be hesitant with wanting to get this. Now, there is a saving grace because there could be a whole wave of people that never bothered with the first one that might not be as bothered by giving this one a shot. So they buy this one. And maybe that whole chunk of people is enough to where it can boost up the player base to where it's fine. So there's definitely different outcomes. There is no me saying that I fear that it's going to die off in a month or two. That's not a fact. We have literally no idea. They could really nail the marketing and the advertising, and it could really work out. It really just depends on how many people have like a bad taste in their mouth from the first one. I think that's the biggest piece. Because even people that didn't buy the first one, they may be aware of what happened with the first one and be like, oh, I'm going to wait. Because that's what I've seen people say. Oh, I'm going to wait it out and see how it goes. If too many people are waiting it out, it's going to not do great in the first place. And I think a lot of people are going to be weary on buying into the hype of like these tournaments and stuff because they're going to kind of know what happened with the first one. The first one is proof that it doesn't matter how much hype you have behind the game. It doesn't always correlate with how... It does not always correlate with how the game is overall. Because the hype was huge. That first... I think it was the first one. I don't know if he had more or which one it was. I just remember there was one Hungrybox tournament for All Star Brawl for the first one that was so hype. I remember the view count was insane. The hype was crazy. Like, I was like... It felt like I was watching a Smash tournament. Like, the feeling I had of, like, the excitement was just like it was with Smash. That was crazy to have, because I never really got into other competitive games to watch. So, I want this game to do well. And I hope that people don't take this video and go, oh, you're just negative and blah, 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 because, like, I want it to do good. The only thing with the first one that annoyed me was it did annoy me that people were calling it, like, the Smash killer. I think that whole narrative, that whole... thing is like, it's just a waste of time, because I genuinely don't think Smash is ever gonna go away or die. I don't really see any other game beating it. That's not to say that another game can't ever do it, but for people to be so gung-ho about that game being the Smash killer, I just thought it was lame. And I thought for sure there was no way it was going to be the Smash killer. And even still, I would rather have all these games coincide instead of it being like a competition. For the business side, it'll always be a competition. I mean, they're trying to make money. But as fans, we don't really have to, like, we can like stuff more than something else. We don't have to be like, yeah, the Smash killer. I don't know. That whole thing, I hope that's not... Which I feel like people are kind of pushing away from that with the second one. So, yeah, I don't know. It would be cool if it could do... I mean, it'd be great if it just did amazing. But it'll be cool if it does well enough that it can be at other tournaments. It would be cool to watch a Smash tourney and be like, oh, cool, All Star Brawl is on. Because for me, a lot of times when there's another game on, I definitely am tabbing out. Just not into other fighting games. There's some that I enjoy to play, but I don't really watch, like Mortal Kombat. Love Mortal Kombat. Do I watch it? No. Have I really ever given it a chance? No. Probably should. But even then, most Smash tourneys don't show Mortal Kombat. So, and even if they do, it's on like another stream. So it would be cool to have another game where it's like, you know, here's Ultimate, here's All-Star Brawl 2. So yeah, I don't know. I'm getting to the point where I'm going to be rambling. It's already been around 9 minutes, so... And I end the video here. But yeah, please definitely don't take this as like me wanting the game to fail or being extra negative. I want it to succeed. The roster looks so good. I hope it does. I hope it stays around, and I hope it has a decent sized player base. That's all I really have to say about this. Let me know what you think about this in the comments down below, and take care.